Okay. All right, we're going to kick this thing off. Thanks, everybody, for coming down for our test fire here at the auditorium. Burlington City Council meeting number 21, November 2nd, 2020, 5:30 at the Burlington Memorial Auditorium, 200 Front Street. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? The flag is over here. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Kathleen, roll call, please.
Phillips.
Here.
Kreitzer.
I'm here.
Graham Murray.
Here.
Maupin.
Here.
Brinker.
Here. Okay, first up is a consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1, consent agenda, having been discussed or considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and be considered separately. On the consent tonight, we have the normals, finances and miscellaneous, minutes of previous meetings, payroll and city claims, beer, liquor, wine, and cigarette permits, reports and bonds. We have 8 resolutions tonight. The first resolution is approving nuisance abatements for various properties. The second resolution is a resolution approving final acceptance and final payment and release of retention monies for the 2019 HMA Street Resurfacing Project. Number 3 is a resolution approving final acceptance and final payment and release of retention monies for the 2019 Lewis Street Sewer Repair Project. Number 4 is a resolution approving the final acceptance and final payment and release of retention monies for the 2020 West Avenue and Gear Avenue Dow Bar Retrofit Project. Number 5 is a resolution approving the purchase of SCBA systems and equipment for the Burlington Fire Department. Number 6 is a resolution approving the City of Burlington, Iowa 2020 Leadership Goal Setting Executive Summary. Number 7 is a resolution approving the submittal of Limited English Proficiency Plan for the Burlington Urban System Transit System. Number 8 is a resolution rescinding the sale of property parcel number 1617228-043 located north of property locally known as 726 Blackhawk Boulevard, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions. And we're going to set a date for a public hearing for November 16th, 2020, which is a consideration of the sale of property parcel 1617228-043 located south of property locally known as 706 Shokokan Drive, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions. We also have 4 appointments. Construction Board of Appeals, Cynthia Larson. Economic Development Advisory Board, Dennis Fitzgibbon. Riverfront Advisory Committee, Charles E. Walsh. And the Zoning Board of Adjustment, Connor Brakefield. Is there anyone in the audience who would like any of these items removed off the consent agenda? Council, anything you want removed? Okay.
Your Honor, I have a motion to approve all listed under item 1 consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you.
Kathleen, when you are ready.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes.
Graham Murray.
Aye.
Maupin.
Yes.
Brinker.
Yes.
Okay, consent passes. First up is a hearing tonight for the consideration of a sale of property locally known as 224 South 8th Street, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions. Eric.
This is a property required through the abandoned building program at the corner of 18th and 10th Street. Has had a valid rental permit on it as a 5-unit property with a 4 one-bedroom unit and an efficiency unit. Does need some work, like a lot of the properties that require that are abandoned. Clean up and full of items, think about upgrades, repair walls and ceilings, window replacement, repair, floor replacement, siding repair, foundation repair. Falls under the same requirements as most of our properties that we sell. Purchaser must ensure the property receives permits and meets codes for sidewalks and parking areas should be improved as needed. Exterior siding and trim shall be repaired as needed. Purchaser shall maintain property in yard and full insurance upon approval of sale. We had one bid prior to the council meeting, Mohammed Aruzi, Aria Enterprises, and $500. We've had 3 other bids submitted tonight, so Kathleen has that information with their contact information, just so we know who's who. We have their
Okay.
information. If anyone else wants to bid and they haven't submitted the form, we'd like them to fill out that form upon coming up, so we have their contact information before them. And I have those over here.
I didn't hear a thing you said, but I think you said we've had people register, pre-register for bidding tonight, so that when they get to the lectern, they won't have to say their name and address.
We want them to say their name and address, but Kathleen has their contact information. If you can't understand, like you can't understand me,
Right.
she has that information. And if
All right.
they haven't filled one out, I have forms over here. They can fill
Okay.
one out.
Yeah, the feedback, if you can do anything about up there, I can't hear from the lectern. So as everybody understands, we're going to open the bidding on this property. We have an opening bid for Mohammed Naruzi for $500. We're going to give Rich a second here to fix the microphone, hopefully. So when you get to if you decide you want to bid on the property, thank you. This sounds a little bit better. Try it again.
Test 1, 2.
That's better.
Rich, would you like to bid on the property?
So if you'd like to bid on the property, we want you to approach the lectern, give us your name and address. Let's make sure Kathleen has it, and then you can make your bid, okay? So this is not a formal auction bidder, so there's not going to be a bunch of blah, blah, blah going on. So for opening bid is $500. Is there someone else that would like to bid on this property? Yes, sir.
My name is Q1 Dorsey.
Did you pre-register?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, how much?
600.
600, okay. All right, we have a bid for 600. Anybody else like to bid on this property?
Yatir Abdurrahman,
Yes, sir.
650.
650?
Yes.
We have a bid for 650. Anyone else?
$5,000.
How much?
$5,000.
5,000.
I have a couple more sentences to say if I may do so.
Sure.
And number one, I wanted to thank you guys for doing all you do. It's a lot of work for nothing. Thank you so very much. And number two, I was going to thank Mr. Furno for all he's done. A beautiful job all these years. Mark Johnston and Shane McCampbell. Thank you, and thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That doesn't count for any more bid, though.
Okay, so if we have a bid for 5,000. Anybody else?
I did not get that gentleman's name.
Okay.
Chris Madigan, I'd like to bid 8,000.
What's that?
8,000.
8?
8,000.
8? Okay. I'm sorry, guys, I can't hear. All right, so we're at 8,000. Anybody else would like to bid on this property? It's going to make someone a nice home, as our former mayor would say. And you can rebid, yes, if you want. So we're going to go once on 8,000. Any bids over 8,000? Yes, sir.
I'm losing again $12,000.
12,000. Okay. Wow. All right, we're at $12,000. Does anybody else like to make a bid, please? Yeah.
Yes, please, Chris.
15,000.
15,000. It's going hot and heavy here. We're at 15,000 and holding. Does anybody else like to make a bid? Anyone in the audience? 15,000 going once? Looks like it's a nice place. Going 15,000 going twice?
$17,000.
17,000?
17,000. Thanks, Robert. All right, 17,000. You guys might as well just stand there 6 foot apart and we'll be fine. Yes, sir.
Chris Madigan, 18,000.
19,000?
18,000.
18, I'm sorry, 18.
So you better be really careful, because if, with that echo, we're liable to just throw out a number and you're gonna have to live with it.
18,000. I thought someone said 180 grand. I'm not sure what.
My goodness.
18,000 going, 18,000. Looks like we're down a couple of bidders. Going once, 18. Going twice at 18. I don't have a gavel. Going 3 times at 18. Sold.
All right, Chris, we've got your contact information, correct? We
Yeah.
do?
Thank
Okay.
you.
We need a motion to close.
Your Honor, I have a motion to close.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Kathleen, when you're ready.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Mopin,
Yes.
Rinker.
Yes.
Okay.
The resolution on the sale.
All right. Where did I go with it?
Give him just
I
a
lost
second
it.
there.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving the sale of property locally known as 224th South 8th Street, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions to Mr. Chris.
No, just the resolution, and I need a second.
Oh, just the regular, right? We'll stop there.
Second.
Iowa with
Do
conditions.
you have a second?
Second.
Linda seconded. Kathleen, when you're ready.
And then I need a motion to amend.
Okay. Now the motion to amend. Go ahead, Robert.
Your Honor, I have a motion to amend the resolution approving the sale of property locally known as 224 South 8th Street, City of Burlington, Iowa, with conditions to the purchaser, Chris. What's
Chris
that?
Madigan. Chris Madigan
Chris
of
Madigan.
623
Chris Madigan.
North 7th Street.
Mr. Madigan.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Kathleen, when we're ready.
Okay, this is on the motion to amend.
Amend.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Graham Murray,
Yes.
Mopin,
Yes.
Rinker.
Yes.
And now to vote on it as amended.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Mopin,
Yes.
Rinker.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for your interest in the city. And we
Thank you so
appreciate looking at those properties as they come available. And if you want, you don't have to stick around for this, or you're welcome to. So thank you very much. Next up is a resolution.
Your Honor, I have a resolution rejecting all bids for the 2020 Tiger Grant roadway improvement, Main Street and Jefferson Street.
Second.
Good evening. I have a resolution in front of you to reject all bids for the Tiger Grant project. We had a bid opening on October 20th, and we received one bid. The total bid amount we had, is this echoing pretty
Yeah, it's
bad? Do you want me to? It's not tied to the microphone there, is it?
Or you,
Talk loud enough, I think that one hear me, correct?
can they hear you?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
better
but can
than
they
that.
hear you?
Try that one up there, Nick, because that's horrible. We need a monitor or something, Rich. First test fire, though. Good job. Is that
Yeah,
it? Okay, try it, Nick.
Is this better?
Yeah, absolutely.
So as I was saying, we received one bid. The total amount of that bid was $21,016,824.97. That included all 5 divisions that we went out to bid for. This exceeds the max allowable bid that the City of Burlington declared with the DOT at $12,750,000. So upon rejection of the bids, we will have to work with Veenstra and Kim and go back out to figuring out the details of the project and go back out to bid. We did meet with them last week and kind of figured out a little bit of a game plan on what we are trying to do. Looks like we may pair the 2 projects together and go back out to bid sometime in March. So it's not ideal to be able to do this, obviously, but given the situation, we can still go back out to bid and have a good project.
So the guidelines timelines and everything, we're going to be fine by going back out to bid. We're not under any threat like last time as far as getting something done.
No, and much to my chagrin, we actually found out that we had a presidential exception on that September 30th drop dead date that we were informed about for the last year and a half. We didn't get informed of that until after we received the bids, unfortunately, so it didn't do us a lot of good. However, moving forward, we don't have to go back out to bid in March. There's no requirement to do that. The only requirement is to hit the final end date of 2025 with the closeout. That is there are dates in the Tiger Grant agreement that we set out that we would like to hit, but none of them are forced. The only force is the close date. So, if we needed to, if Veenstra and Kim needed some more time to look at some of the things that we're going to have to make cost reductions in, we could delay that even further if we're not ready, which is not the case that we were under prior to going out to bid for this bid.
Are we looking at pairing this project with other flat work projects and trying to get a better deal on everything together?
So the original thought process was to leave the riverfront part of the Tiger Grant out of it in hopes, we knew we were going to be money tight in what we were estimating. So we think that pairing them together may help. We also have the Harrison Street or Harrison Avenue project from Maine to Summer that we plan to do this next summer. And we can locally let that project through the DOT to the DOC's website. So it allows for, a mile more worth of paving work that could help, potentially bring down the overall cost to the project. So there's a little bit of a game plan there. I mean, we still have a lot of details to get through. Obviously, there was a lot of effort put into on the front end, but we still have more to get through.
It's a big relief to hear that we're not constricted to this crazy timeline. Also, I think that you're absolutely great at pairing projects together like that and finding ways to stretch our dollars. So that it's just good news that you've got the chance to do this and pair some things together. So I'm relieved, to be honest. I was a little worried.
Do you have anything to add, Leo, to this or no? I mean, if you want.
Leo, first I'd like to say thanks for coming down, and second I'd like to say I don't appreciate you wearing that attire to a council meeting.
I didn't know I was coming to this.
Yeah, Purdue's not on our favorite list this week, so if you could...
I didn't know I was coming to this council meeting till late, so I do apologize for the clothing. I guess what we wanted to say is like you, we were very disappointed with the way the bid came out. We're not here to throw stones. What we are here to do is say is we're going to work extraordinarily hard and try to make this thing so it works out for you. We're hoping to be back out for bid in March, and we're hoping with all of the changes, like Nick said, we've met with your staff. We think we have a pretty solid game plan to go forward. We think we can make the bid more favorable to contractors and suppliers and do everything we can so that we can bring this bid in and maximize the dollars that you have. So that's all I really wanted to say. Unless you have questions.
Anyone have any questions? Does anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns on this particular issue? No. Okay. If there's no other comment, can we get a can we have a vote, Kathleen? Sorry.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Thanks, Leo.
Are we voting to reject the bids?
Yes.
Yes.
Graham Murray.
Aye.
Maupin.
Yes.
Rinker.
Aye.
Okay, next resolution.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving the 28E agreement concerning public safety emergency communication services and cost sharing in Des Moines County, Iowa.
Second.
Okay, so who's addressing this issue tonight?
I
Jim?
might.
All right, thanks, Jim.
So this is for DESCOM. Our current agreement for DESCOM will be expiring next June. The agreement that you have before you would take that entity forward into the next 5 years. It's a 5-year agreement with an option to renew if all parties unanimously agree to extend that an additional 5 years. In terms of the operation of DESCOM, there are no major changes in it outside of one of the big things, who's controlling it. The board for DESCOM, instead of being made up of representatives from the communities and the county, will now be their kind of some of the same people, but as representatives of those who sit on the Emergency Management Commission. The Emergency Management Commission is now going to take over that oversight board role for DESCOM. And one of the big reasons for that is that the way to fund this, instead of being through a combination of the county and some of the cities in the county, it's going to be all on a county-wide levy. Now, for us, that's a major change. We'll see what amounts to about a 90-cent reduction in property taxes as we move into this next year on this city's levy. However, really, I mean, the funding's still going to be there, and we're all still going to be paying for it. It's going to be on the county's levy instead. So the county's levy won't be an exact match increase for what ours is a decrease, but it'll be fairly close. Most residents won't notice that there's a difference, but it will have a major impact on what our levy is moving forward. So again, major changes in this agreement are who's the operating board, the Emergency Management Commission now, and how the funding is done. Instead of the underlying entities, it's a countywide levy.
Okay. Any questions on that? Everybody understand? I'm glad to have it over with. Is there any in the audience that has any thoughts or concerns on the 2080 agreement? Not hearing any. Can we get a vote, Kathleen?
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Kreitzer.
Oh, did you say me? Kreitzer. Sorry. Yes.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Mopin,
Yes.
Rinker.
Aye.
Sounded a lot like Rinker.
Okay. We've reached the end of that. Now is the time for our comments from the audience. First of all, we are thrilled to have people back in our meetings again tonight. If you have any comments to the audience, please bear in mind if it's not on the agenda. We want to hear your thoughts and concerns, but we might not be able to address it tonight. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to make any comments? Now is the time to come forward. Seeing none? All right. Next up, we'll do comments from staff. We'll start, looks like they're all sitting on one side. Chief Klein, you have anything? Thank you. Chief Trexel? No? Nick?
The only thing I would bring note to is the 9th and South Street intersection. Over the next week, will be closed due to the sewer separation work going on in that area. Right, I went by there, and they were just closing up, I think, in the 8th and South Street intersection. So sometime next week, they'll start to do some work there. So that'll cause some traffic problems. We've already spoken with the school about some of their traffic flows anyway, but this is going to affect just more general passerbyers than that. So we'll have to put out a press release and let people know that that's happening, but I wanted to make you aware of it now. So.
Hey, Nick, can you remind me and everyone listening at home, when is that project supposed to be finished in that area, this phase of it?
It should be done already, but it is running a little bit behind. We had some issues with some subcontractors, but it'll finish up sometime next spring. I would say May 1 should be a good closeout date. So.
And they plan to work through the winter, or they'll probably?
It's going to be dependent upon the surface that they're able to put back. It is asphalt patching that's supposed to go back. Their asphalt plant is supposed to stay open until November 13th. But beyond that, it's going to be their risk, so they would have to go back with some sort of hard paving, like cold patch or concrete even would be better. So it'll depend on the contractor on whether or not they're to work on that, but typically you suspend days during the winter.
So we're not going to get into a situation where the intersection of South and 9th is all torn up?
No, we've made that absolutely
and it's
indicated
left that way
should be
until
open.
spring, right? Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Okay. Eric? Don? Jim?
Eric does have a new staff member who starts this week. So I think that probably provides some relief for him as get that office up fully staffed again, as opposed to having 50% of the spots vacant. Don't know what he does down there.
Is that development director?
The development director, I think. Is,
Okay, good.
What's the title of that position? City planner.
City planner, sorry.
So, Eric is actually the development director.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
I don't know what else. Well, I guess the major thing for y'all to have on your radar this next week, going to have Hinson Consulting will be at the work session to go over the process for city manager search, and then we'll be looking to try to do individual interview sessions with council and department heads on that Thursday and Friday. They'll be flexible throughout those 2 days, trying to work within schedules for what y'all have, but where you can find some time on there, please try to set some time aside to where you can be available for
Okay.
them.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, council, Bill, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Matt?
I'm good.
Robert?
Just want to thank the staff and everybody that works so hard, and I just want to appreciate y'all for what you do. And yeah, sometimes it seems like a thankless job, but I really appreciate you, and I know most of the people in Burlington do too. That none of the good things that are happening would be happening without you. So just want to put that out there.
I do have one thing. I want to remind all of those who haven't to vote.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Linda?
Matt was stealing my thunder. I want to applaud everyone that has voted and encourage everyone to go ahead and vote. If you have not, your vote is your voice. Remember, we reside in the United States of America, not the divided States of America. So be sure and vote. Thank you to everyone that has.
All right, well, I don't have anything. Again, I appreciate everybody sitting through this tonight, and we'll continue to work on it because it is important to us to have citizens live in front of the council. So with that being said, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to close.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Kathleen, when you're ready.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Graham Murray,
Aye.
Moffitt,
Yes.
Rinker.
Aye.
And we are adjourned.